Watch the corners. The city's alive. Miami nights, under the sun. The race is won.
We're standing on the edge where the concrete meets the sky, watching how the satellites and silver planes go by. The mall is down below us, a glowing plastic square. We're breathing in a different kind of midnight air. The city is a carpet made of diamonds and of gold, a story of the summer that is never getting old. There's a silence up here that the streets never know, watching all the traffic in a steady golden flow. The radio is humming from the cabin of the car, telling us exactly just how beautiful we are. On the parking roof horizon, looking for a sign, tracing suburban line. Everything is quiet, everything is bright. We're the kings of the valley in the middle of the night. The horizon, staying in the light. Watching how the purple clouds begin to softly fail. I see the distant flicker of the stadium and park, a tiny little island in the pocket of the dark. No more rules to follow, no more walls to climb. We're finally the masters of our own electric time. Look at the lights, look at the glow. Everything we wanted, it is in the world below. But I'd rather stay here, caught inside the breeze, high above the houses and the silent maple trees. On the parking roof horizon, looking for a sign, tracing out the border and the long suburban line. Everything is quiet, everything is bright. We're the kings of the valley in the middle of the night. The horizon, staying in the light. Traffic lights are blinking in a synchronized delay. Watching how the heavy heat begins to melt away. The boulevard is empty now, a river made of stone, leading us to places that we've never really known. I'm watching how the dashboard light is painting you in gold, a quiet kind of story that is waiting to be told. The engine's just a whisper, a low and steady hum, as we wait for all the magic of the midnight to become. The air is getting cooler as we're passing by the park, leaving tiny traces of our spirits in the dark. There's a tension in the silence, a beauty in the air. I can feel the electricity, I feel it everywhere. On the velvet boulevard, drifting through the haze, lost inside the labyrinth of these electric days. No destination needed, no map to show the way, just the shadows and the echo
giant standing guard above the street, while the pulse of the Atlantic is a drum beneath our feet. I see the distant lightning over the Everglades tonight, a silent celebration of the power and the light. We're floating in a cabin in a bubble made of glass, watching all the ghosts of the old Miami past. I'll hold the steering wheel and I'll hold on to the dream. Everything is perfect in this violet tinted scheme.
Of a deep and stormy blue, reflecting every shadow, reflecting every hue. I'm moving through the silence of the cliffs and of the sand, at the very edge of this quiet coastal land. The air is getting sharper, like a diamond in the dark, searching for a signal, searching for a spark. The dashboard is a compass that is pointing to the stars, leaving tiny scratches on the surface of our cars. There's a tension in the static, a melody in the air. I can feel the electricity, I feel it everywhere. The world is just a simulation, a dream within a dream, of a violet color stream. Crystalline coast stretching out so far, tracing out the orbit of a long forgotten star. Softly through the twilight, gently through the haze, the final scattered embers of these electric days. Crystalline coast, stay inside the glow, in the distance is a lonely pulsing eye, watching how the satellites are drifting
through the sky. I'm turning down the volume just to hear the oceans roar, in a world that's quieter than it ever was before. The leather of the steering wheel is cold beneath my hand, cruising through the vacuum of this vast and quiet land. There's no one on the highway, there's no one on the street, just the cooling of the asphalt from the summer's heavy heat. Transparent and deep. The water, asleep. Crystalline coast, stretching out so far, tracing out the orbit of a long forgotten star. Softly through the twilight, gently through the haze, the final scattered embers of these electric days. Crystalline coast, stay inside the glow, moving at a speed that only dreamers really know. Through the glass, the coast will pass. 1985.
The white lines are a ladder that is leading to the moon, ending all the summer days a little bit too soon. I'm sitting in the cockpit of a silver-plated dream, moving like a needle through a velvet-colored scene. The reflectors on the highway are a row of tiny eyes, watching how the restless spirit slowly lives and dies. The wind is like a whistle through the window of the door, telling me the things that I have heard so many times before. There's a rhythm in the movement, a rhythm in the flight, underneath the canopy of artificial light. The city is a memory, the city is a blur. Listen to the magic of the engine steady purr. Echoes of the interstate ringing in the night, running on the border of the darkness and the light. No destination needed, no map to show the way, just the shadows and the ghosts of the ending of the day. Echoes of the interstate, staying in the flow, moving at a speed that only nighttime drivers know. The bridges are like giants, standing guard above the road, while the dashboard is a mirror of the secret summer cold. I see the distant headlights of a lonely passing truck, moving through the valley with a different kind of look. time where the rhythm and the reason start to finally align. Oh, oh, oh. Through the haze of the long electric day.
The thermometer is breaking on the wall of the hotel. There's a story in the making that I'm dying just to tell. I see the shadows of the dancers on the silver white sand, to the rhythm of a drummer from a secret island band. The dress is like a flame, flickering in the night, while the stars are playing games with the city's neon light. I've got a pocket full of quarters and a heart full of soul. Let the music take the orders, let the rhythm take control. Can you hear the bass? Can you feel the vibe? It's the only way for us to stay alive. In the middle of the sweat, in the middle of the fun, we're the children of the moon, we're the children of the sun. Tropical fever, burning in the street, moving to the magic of the Miami beat. No way to cool it down, no way to let it go. From the harbor to the town, let the fever grow. Tropical fever, caught inside the spin, where the music ends and the dreams begin. Oh, fever, oh, the midnight believer. The ice is melting quickly in the glass upon the dash, while the lightning in the distance gives a momentary flash. We're cruising past the palm trees in a steady, funky line. Everything is looking easy, everything is looking fine. I see the glitter on your skin, I see the fire in your walk. We don't need to use the words, we don't even need to talk. Just the frequency of love, just the signal of the bass, taking us to somewhere else, taking us to outer space. Rock it out. Don't you stop. To the rhythm, to the top.
endless hours and the minutes pass. I'm moving through the silence of the boulevard's embrace, finding my reflection in every lonely place. The air is getting sharper like a razor in the dark, searching for a signal, searching for a spark. The stars are looking static, the stars are looking blue. Everything is changing into something cold and new. There's a tension in the wires, a melody in the air. I can feel the electricity, I feel it everywhere. The world is just a simulation, a dream within a dream, floating on the surface of a violet-colored stream. On the glass boulevard, driving through the haze, lost inside the labyrinth of these electric days. No destination needed, no map to show the way, just the shadows and the echoes of the things we didn't say. The glass boulevard, where the neon turns to white, moving through the center of the artificial night. The radio is playing something intricate and thin, while the morning's preparation is about to begin. I see the empty diners and the lonely motel signs, moving past the borders and the faded county lines. The leather of the steering wheel is cold beneath my hand, cruising through the vacuum of this vast and quiet land. There's no one on the highway, there's no one on the street, just the cooling of the asphalt from the summer's heavy heat. Transparent. City. On the glass boulevard, driving through the haze, lost inside the labyrinth of these electric days. No destination needed, no map to show the way, just the shadows and the echoes of the things we didn't say. The glass boulevard, where the neon turns to white, moving through the center of the artificial night. Through the glass, the night will pass. 1985. The skyline is a wire, burning in the dark. I'm searching for a signal, searching for a spark. The tower's made of silver, the streets are made of gold, but everything I'm touching feels so strangely cold. I see your pale reflection in the window pane, while the city's heart is pumping through the veins of rain. We're moving through the shadows of a grand design, crossing every border, every dotted line. Don't ask me where we're going, don't ask me why. The answers are written in the neon sky. Glass horizons stretching out so far, tracing the orbit of a lonely star. We're caught inside a prism, we're lost inside the light, running from the silence of the velvet night. Glass horizons breaking in the wind, where the dream ends and the
into the mirror and I see you there. One more mile into the blue. The world is a mirror reflecting you. Glass horizons stretching out so far, tracing the orbit of a lonely star. We're caught inside a prism, we're lost inside the light, running from the silence of the velvet night. Glass horizon breaking in the wind, where the dream ends and the world begins. Across the horizon, through the glass, the night will pass. The sky is made of mercury, a liquid shade of gray, tracing out the borders of the ending of the day. The towers in the distance are a grid of silver light, shining like a promise in the center of the night. I'm moving through the outskirts where the trees are tall and still, watching how the evening starts to climb the final hill. The leather of the steering wheel is cool beneath my hand, cruising through the silence of this vast and quiet land. There's a tension in the static, a melody in the dark, searching for a signal, searching for a spark. The world is just a picture, the world is just a dream, floating on the surface of a violet-colored stream. In the mercury hour, everything is still, running on the spirit, running on the will between the neon flicker and the shadows of the pine. Everything is perfect, everything is fine. The mercury hour, staying in the blue, moving into somewhere that is honest and is true. The radio is playing something intricate and deep, while the rest of the valley is preparing for its sleep. I see the distant headlights of a lonely passing car, moving like a planet or a long forgotten star. We're caught inside the orbit of a different kind of time, where the rhythm and the reason start to finally align. The air is getting fresher and the wind is getting cold, leaving all the stories that have already been told. The blue light, the cold air, feeling the magic everywhere. In the mercury hour, everything is still, running on the spirit, running on the will between the neon flicker and the shadows of the pine. Everything is perfect, everything is fine. The mercury hour, staying in the blue, moving
electric summer breeze, lost inside the magic of the turquoise color seas. It's a high definition vision, it's a postcard come to life, cutting through the static like a silver-bladed knife. Neon palms glowing in the pink and in the blue. Everything is shining and it's all because of you. Oh, neon palms. Oh, summer charms. Waving in the dark under the neon. Summer of Eddie's fins.
The streetlights are counting every mile that I go. The radio is humming something steady and low. I'm passing the gas stations, lonely and bright, like islands of neon in the ocean of the night. There's a suitcase in the back, full of letters and clothes, and a heart full of questions that nobody knows. I'm taking the long way, I'm avoiding the turn, watching all the bridges that I didn't have to burn. The air is getting colder, the sky is turning deep, while the rest of the summer is falling into sleep. I'm caught in the static, I'm caught in the flow of 1,000 directions. I don't wanna go the long way back under the silver moon, leaving all the melodies that ended far too soon. It's the end of the season, it's the end of the road, carrying the weight of a heavy golden load. The long way back through the valley of the years, washing out the salt and the disappearing tears. The engine is humming a familiar refrain, like a heartbeat that's trying to ignore all the pain. I see the distant mountains, silhouettes of the past. Nothing in the summer was ever meant to last. I'm thinking about the nights when we didn't ever care, with the scent of the ocean and the mist in our hair. Now the driveway is waiting at the end of the line, with a different kind of life that I have to define. One more mile, one more mile, keep the memory for a while. The long way back under the silver moon, leaving all the melodies that ended
stretch of land. The distant towers whisper to the stars, while moonlight flickers on the passing cars. I turn the dial searching for a trace of something real inside this empty space. And then I feel your hand touch mine so light, the only thing that's shining in the night. We're on a frequency that no one knows, where the electric river softly flows between the silence and the neon glow. There's a secret that we've come to know. You're my signal in the dark, my only line, a golden melody, a perfect sign. Far away from the noise and the city lights, we're the only ones awake on these summer nights. Signal in the dark, don't let it fade. The best connection that we ever made. The road is stretching like a velvet ribbon black. We're moving forward, never looking back. The dashboard clock is frozen in its place. I'm lost inside the beauty of your face. The world is just a whisper on the wind, a story where the pages have been thin. But here inside the glow of green and blue, there's nothing left to prove and nothing left to do. Can you hear it? Calling through the air. I can feel it everywhere. You're my signal in the dark, my only line, a golden melody, a perfect sign. Far away from the noise and the city lights, we're the only ones awake on these summer nights. Signal in the dark, don't let it fade. The best connection that we ever made. Keep the signal clear. Don't let it disappear in the dark. The parking lot is filled with shadows and the light. 1,000 neon promises in the middle of the night. I'm leaning on the fender, I'm watching for the door, looking for a feeling I've never felt before. The radio is playing our favorite summer song, while the line of yellow taxis is moving right along. I've got the engine off now, I'm listening to the hum, waiting for the moment that I know is gonna come. searching for a spark. I see the kids in denim, I see the girls in lace, searching for a treasure in every single place. The arcade screaming muffled from the second floor above, a symphony of static and a laboratory of love. I'm checking the reflection in the surface of the glass, watching how the restless and the lucky people pass. Then the doors slide open and the light begins to spill, and for a tiny second the entire world is still. There you are in the light, the only star in the night. At the neon meeting point, waiting for your face, in the center of the world, in this ordinary place. It's Friday night in '86, and everything is new, and I'm just a shadow until I'm standing next to you. Neon meeting point, glowing in the dark, searching for a sick world, searching for a spark. Just you and me, where we're supposed to be. Friday The pavement is cracking under the weight of the day. Watching the tourists and the locals slowly melt away. I'm sitting in the driver's seat, waiting for a breeze, while the fans are turning tidally inside the fruit degrees. The city is a furnace, the sky is made of brass. Watching all the heavy humid minutes slowly pass. Your sunglasses are dark and your skin is glowing bright. We're just a couple of survivors waiting for the night. Can you feel the pressure? Can you feel the steam moving through the valley like a broken down machine? The air is thick as honey, the air is thick as lead, with a million thirsty thoughts inside